Everyone dreams of making it big in America, the land of opportunity. Getting a good education, finding success in your career, and starting a family. Andeen McDonald seemed to have achieved that American dream. This young woman from Jamaica was smart, beautiful, and ambitious. After meeting her husband, Andre, an Air Force officer, she moved to the United States. In just a few years, Andeen had her college degree, a baby daughter, a nice home, and her own thriving business that made her a millionaire. From the outside, the McDonalds looked like they had it all. But sometimes appearances can be deceiving. On one fateful day in March 2019, Andeen went missing without a trace. What began as a wife and mother living the American dream soon became every family's worst nightmare. Revealing the truth about what really happened to Andeen McDonald would take years and reveal a lot of turmoil in her marriage. This is the story of how Andeen's path to success in achieving the American dream led to her American nightmare. Andeen Nicole McDonald was born on September 23, 1989, in Port Antonio, Jamaica. She started off modestly in Jamaica, yet she was beautiful, smart, and vibrant. Just like many others, Andeen saw relocating to the United States as a total dream. Her father served in the Jamaican military, and later he relocated to London in 2004. Nonetheless, she remained close to both of her parents. Andeen did well in school. At the age of 18, she got an associate degree in business studies, focusing on marketing, from Excelsior Community College in Jamaica. Besides being smart in her studies, Andeen was also good at making close connections with people she met. At 19 years old, she crossed paths with Andre McDonald while he was visiting Jamaica for a funeral. Andre, who was 10 years older than her, was a United States Air Force Reserve officer. Andeen, mature and ambitious for her age, caught Andre's eye right away. After meeting Andre McDonald in Jamaica in 2009, Andeen moved to America. They got married on July 9th of the same year when she was 20 years old. Andre had been married once before. Some people think Andre might have left his ex-wife for Andeen. In October 2014, Andre moved to Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas. He was assigned to work as a cyber warfare officer with the 426 Network Warfare Squadron. Once they settled down in San Antonio, Andeen wasted no time and resumed her usual routine by continuing her education. She pursued a bachelor's degree in business administration from the University of Texas at San Antonio. Meanwhile, as Andeen focused on her studies and obtained her degree, McDonald's received news of their expanding family. At the young age of 21, Andeen welcomed a lovely baby girl named Elena. By the time she turned 22, she leveraged her education and determination to establish a thriving assisted living business, which she named Starlight Homes. Andre's friend mentioned that Andre supported Andeen by withdrawing money from his retirement savings and selling his BMW to assist her in getting started. In September 2017, Andeen was featured in San Antonio Women's Magazine as an exemplary figure in who put in hard work, took chances, and achieved her goals. And she certainly did achieve them. During her 3 years in Texas, she not only obtained her degree but also established her business from scratch. She managed everything from operations to human resources to marketing at Starlight Homes, which expanded to 2 locations, serving more than 28 residents around the clock. Andeen revealed to San Antonio Women's Magazine that her motivation for starting Starlight Homes stemmed from her mother's career as a certified nursing assistant and Andre's compassionate care for his grandmother, who needed assistance after a tragic accident that resulted in the amputation of her left leg. When she was 29 years old, she had become a millionaire. Andeen wasn't just intelligent and skilled in business, she also followed a rigorous gym and morning schedule. She would rise before 5:30 a.m., hit the gym by that time, and be at work by 8 a.m. It looked like Andeen had accomplished the American dream. She had a husband with a thriving career, a beloved daughter, a lovely house in a fantastic area, and a thriving business. To outsiders, Andeen seemed to have everything. However, things aren't always as they seem. Only those closest to her knew that something was amiss, but the reality soon came to light. On the morning of Friday, March 1st, 2019, Andeen didn't arrive for her 5:30 a.m. Iron Tribe fitness class. Her trainer sensed immediately that something was wrong. Andeen was always punctual and extremely reliable. Her well-being and fitness were of the utmost importance to her. It was unheard of her to miss a class without any explanation. Later that morning, she was expected to be at work at Starlight Homes. However, as the afternoon approached, Andeen was still nowhere to be seen. Carol Ganbar, a close friend of Andeen, felt deeply concerned. Despite being competitors in the assisted living industry, they had formed a strong bond and often collaborated. Carol received a call from one of Andeen's employees reporting that Andeen wasn't answering her phone and hadn't arrived at work. Unable to reach Andeen, Carol went directly to the McDonald's residence and entered. She immediately sensed that something wasn't right. Upon entering the master bathroom, she discovered blood and hair on a light switch. Carol attempted to contact Andre but received no response. She called Andeen's mother, Maureen Smith, and drove to get her. She then returned to the house to show Maureen the bloodied light switch. A call for a welfare check was made to the Bexar County Sheriff's Office at 1:22 p.m. Deputies arrived shortly after, and Andeen's mom and Carol guided them through the house, showing them everything they had just found. During this initial walkthrough, a Bexar County Sheriff's deputy discovered that Andeen's purse, identification, and keys had also been left behind. In the backyard, typically well-maintained, another concerning discovery was made: a pile of burnt clothes. There, they found a zipper from Andeen's blouse. Inside the garage was a Chevrolet Malibu. Deputies noticed a small dent above the trunk and light-colored gravel on its tires, indicating recent use on a country road. While they were there, Andre returned home and initially claimed Andeen was at the emergency room at Baptist Hospital. However, a call to the hospital revealed this was false. Andre eventually admitted to arguing with Andeen the previous night and not knowing her whereabouts. He was taken into custody and promptly requested his lawyer, declining to give further information about Andeen's whereabouts or the previous night's argument. A forensic crime unit inspected the stain on the light switch and verified that it was blood. It later emerged that Andre had indeed visited the emergency room at Baptist Hospital, just before coming home to find sheriff deputies at his residence. Brendan Gordon, the clerk on duty in the emergency room that morning, described how Andre hurriedly entered the emergency room, stating that he was searching for his wife, Andeen. When Gordon mentioned that there was an African-American woman named McDonald receiving treatment, Andre briefly looked at him, then left abruptly. Andre provided some explanations, but he claimed that the last time he saw his wife was the previous night. Moreover, Andre's account only created more uncertainties than resolutions. He mentioned that they had returned home from the tax preparer's office and had argued about their business. He said he drove up the road to get some gas and to cool off. The police obtained video evidence of him at the Shell gas station. When he returned home, he told detectives that he and Andeen went to separate bedrooms. However, investigators discovered that Andre failed to mention a text exchange that occurred at the gas station. These text messages, found on Andre's phone, revealed a troubled marriage, including allegations of betrayal and accusations of infidelity. Aubin Hall, a businessman residing in Port Antonio, Jamaica, was identified by investigators as Andeen's former boyfriend and possibly her current lover. According to investigators, Aubin had dated Andeen when she was a teenager. Andeen's close friend Mandy claimed that the two reignited their relationship in 2017 during one of Andeen's charitable trips to the island. Aubin had always been Andeen's first love, and emotionally, it was something she never got over, according to Mandy. They continued their affair discreetly until the summer of 2018, when Andeen got 2 new tattoos, an initial tattoo on her hand and a date tattooed on her wrist. Andre became suspicious of the meaning behind these tattoos, and Mandy says he worked diligently to unravel the tattoo mystery. Through social media, Andre discovered a revealing photograph of Aubin with the exact same tattoo that Andeen had on her hand, along with the numbers corresponding to Aubin's birthday. Mandy explained that Andeen confessed she had impulsively gotten the tattoo, knowing it was a foolish decision. Enraged, Andre threatened divorce unless Andeen cut ties with Aubin, covered up her tattoos, and vowed not to travel to Jamaica without him. Andeen complied by covering up the tattoos, as she didn't want to risk losing her hard-earned assets. At Andre's 40th birthday celebration, Mandy observed that from the outside, the McDonalds appeared to be getting along well. However, just 13 days later, on March 1st, 2019, Andeen vanished. The once cheerful home turned into a crime scene as investigators combed through the McDonald's residence. Despite their efforts, Andeen's cell phone remained missing. Investigators checked for any activity on her credit cards or passport but found no leads. The next morning, March 2nd, Andre McDonald was released from the Bexar County Sheriff's Office. An undercover investigator assigned to watch the McDonald's residence noticed damage to the garage and observed Andre leaving the driveway. The investigator trailed him to a nearby gun shop where additional investigators witnessed Andre purchasing a 9mm handgun and ammunition. Concerned that he might harm himself, investigators approached Andre as he returned to his car. They moved to detain him and handed him over to military authorities for a mental evaluation, as he was an Air Force major. Meanwhile, with a search warrant, investigators returned to the McDonald's residence for further inspection. Among the items found were a shovel, an axe, a hatchet-like tool, a box of heavy-duty black trash bags, gloves, and gas cans. Inside the garbage can, they discovered torn-up receipts from Lowe's. Detectives obtained surveillance footage from Lowe's showing items purchased the day after Andeen went missing. Investigators later discovered what they claimed to be the most incriminating evidence: a hammer and clothing in the trash. The clothing, believed to be Andre's, showed traces of blood on the jeans pocket. The lab analysis revealed the presence of blood on the hammer, and the DNA extracted from it matched Andeen's. Investigators inferred that the hammer was likely the murder weapon, which was a significant finding. Investigators found those items marked with Andre's blood in the family's garbage. On March 3, 2019, the Air Force finished its assessment of Andre and released him. Soon after, civilian authorities stepped in and arrested him. Andre was taken into custody for evidence tampering stemming from the torn receipt discovered at the residence, which detailed the items he bought from the hardware store. Authorities no longer believed that Andeen was alive, and efforts were made to find her body so she could receive a proper burial. This would also facilitate holding whoever was responsible accountable for their actions. Police, military personnel, volunteers, as well as Andeen's family and friends searched creek banks, drainage ditches, ravines, wooded areas, and campgrounds, amongst others. Despite extensive searches, Andeen remained missing. Andre McDonald was later released from custody on bail. In Andeen's absence, he assumed control of Starlight Homes. Days turned into months as the search for Andeen continued, yielding no results. Investigators dug deeper into the couple's relationship, discovering that they had business problems as well as romantic ones. WhatsApp messages revealed arguments over who was truly responsible for the success of their business. Andrew Russell, a friend, informed investigators that the couple's verbal disputes sometimes turned physical. He recounted an incident before a Christmas party in 2018, where Andre and Andeen were seen grappling on the floor. The following morning, they laughed it off, but Russell felt uneasy, sensing the relationship had become toxic. Nearly 5 months passed before Andeen McDonald's body was discovered. Her remains were located on a private property, less than 10 miles from the couple's residence. Her death was determined to be a homicide, and Andre McDonald was indicted for murder. Throughout his nearly 4 years on bail, Andre McDonald remained reserved. Opening statements were anticipated for January 17, 2023, for Andre McDonald's murder trial. 2 days prior to the trial's commencement, Cindy Johnson, Andeen's sister, received a call from an unknown number, which turned out to be Andre. Cindy testified about the phone call, stating that Andre expressed a desire to speak with her and their mother. During the call, Cindy felt nervous and confused. Andre confessed that on February 28, 2019, he and Andeen had argued over a business venture, leading to a physical altercation where he caused Andeen to fall to the ground and then stomped on her. He admitted to panicking when he realized Andeen was not breathing, and decided to dispose of her body before their daughter could witness it. He initially planned to dismember the body, but ultimately changed his mind. The prosecution presented over 30 witnesses, while the defense called only one, Andre McDonald. After 12.5 hours of deliberation, the jury found Andre not guilty of first-degree murder, but guilty of manslaughter. Judge Frank Castro delivered the sentencing, condemning Andre's actions as similar to those of a serial killer and expressing dismay at his lack of remorse during the trial. Andre received the maximum sentence of 20 years. A week later, Andre received an additional 5 years for the tampering with evidence charge. Andeen's tragic story serves as a reminder that we must never turn a blind eye to the potential of domestic abuse, no matter how picture-perfect a couple may seem on the outside. Speaking up and getting help could save lives. No dream is worth sacrificing someone's safety. Andeen's story should motivate all of us to stay vigilant about the signs of domestic violence and toxic relationships. What are your thoughts about this tragic story? Do you believe Andre was jealous and envy of Andeen's success? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Also, please subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell to be notified for future content. Your support is always appreciated. Until next time, I will see you with another episode of Urban Crime Stories.